Are you Ariana Evans?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is 22-41163, and Ms. Evans is currently on probation for a lesser offense of terroristic threat against a public servant, a Class A misdemeanor, and previously in court entered pleas of true to counts 2, 3, 4, and 5. I received an updated pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
Are there any additions or corrections?
No, Your Honor.
I know, Your Honor.
I have something, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
GPS device, I was just emailed by Friday, 5:43, that it's been dead, the battery's been dead for 3 days.
Okay.
It's not being tracked at this point.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Kimler?
Well, Your Honor, the recommendation obviously is not favorable to Ms. Evans. I mean, they do provide an option that if the court does consider maintaining her own probation.
Well, she doesn't want that.
Sir?
She doesn't want that, right?
What do you want?
I mean, it says right here, she just wants to do her time so she can move on with her life and put the case behind her.
Is that accurate?
Yeah, but I mean, if I like get the chance to like get reinstated, I'll do it too.
Which fee, as far as? What do you want?
If I can do the 60 days that they offer me and be off probation.
Well, 60 days is off the table. So that's what the state offered, I think, before. Y'all are unagreed. It's up to me to sentence you today.
Yeah,
So,
okay, so
What-
I'll have to be reinstated.
okay,
It is a misdemeanor, Your Honor.
I understand. Go ahead.
And obviously, the easy way for her to address this situation is to take the revocation and take guilt out on it. However, the defendant's version does indicate some mental health issues. And obviously, probation is a system designed to try to keep people out of the actual criminal justice system in the future and avoid incarceration. So just looking at this, since it is just a misdemeanor, that I would suggest, just in her interest, and perhaps in the interest of the community, that she be continued, follow the, maybe the recommendation you adjudicate with 30 days up front, or no upfront time, but the mental health component be addressed with Ms. Evans to see if she can make progress with her so-called incorrigible attitude, which I think under the DSM may be diagnosed as an what do they call antisocial personality disorder, whatever her issues are from the mental health standpoint.
Did you see that somewhere, or did you just make that up?
Well, I think that if they're saying she's incorrigible, I mean, obviously I'm not a mental health expert.
Okay, I just didn't know, I didn't see anything where she was diagnosed.
She hasn't been diagnosed with that.
Okay.
There's probably some issues there with
Okay,
obviously things that can be dealt with. in therapy.
Judge, I think incorrigible and defiant means she doesn't want to do probation, doesn't like people telling her what she can and can't do. I'd ask that we revoke her.
so, Ms. Evans, I mean, you were given, number one, you were given a great opportunity because you had a felony and they reduced it to a misdemeanor and put you on probation for 2 years. It looks like they gave you all types of help through JCDI, and you failed to complete your groups, didn't obtain a sponsor, you were testing positive, you were ordered to the Franklin North so that you could get some more intense help. You did okay in that, and then you got out and started struggling again. You were also ordered to go to Spindletop for mental health treatment so that you could get the help that Mr. Kimler is saying that you might need. And looks like they say you attempted to circumvent the requirements to obtain a sponsor. Your sister pretended to be your sponsor. You were placed on zero tolerance in JCDI. You tested positive for alcohol. You left the state without permission. I mean, all right. I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 2, 3, 4, and 5 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of the Class A misdemeanor of terroristic threat against a public servant. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you were previously in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows this was not an agreement. You do have some rights to appeal. Y'all need to sign that real quick, please, Mr. Kimler, and give her that bottom copy. And he'll give you that copy of that, and then you can go with the bailiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I get my phone and my system?
Talk to the bailiff, just talk to the bailiff.
I need to.
Yeah. All right, sir, are you Jerry LeBlanc? Yes, ma'am. And Mr. LeBlanc was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty in cause number 21-38605 to the state jail felony offense of theft, and in 22-40408 to the state jail felony offense of abandoning or endangering a child. The agreement in those cases was for a cap of 15 months in the state jail prison. I have received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Are there any additions or corrections?
Not from the state.
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Jeffries, you may proceed.
Your Honor, I believe the most appropriate ending to this is probation. As the PSI report indicates, he would be a low risk on probation. I think just for context, a little bit of history on Mr. LeBlanc. He grew up in foster care. He did get into some trouble in his teenage years into the very early 20s. I believe the last time he got in any trouble, he was 21. He's in his 30s now. It's been 10 years since his last issue, and that was not a major issue that he had. And like I said, he was very youthful at the time. These situations, it's not a situation where he's going to go to prison forever and not come back. He's going to be back in society at some point. And what we ask is that we give him an opportunity to grow. Growth is important, and growth sometimes comes through very troublesome circumstances. In Mr. LeBlanc's case, the child involved in this particular situation has passed due to an illness. And that passing has has given him perspective that most of us want nothing to do with. And it's allowed him to reevaluate his life and to see the mistakes that have been made and to grow from it in a way where he's actively contributing to his community. He's volunteering with kids. He's giving up his time and his finances to coach youth football, taking these kids all over the place, trying to teach them the way to do things to prevent them from following the same path that he's taken. Along with that, he does have a 5-year-old daughter that he's very active with, that he has custody of 50% of the time, and he's a strong financial supporter of her. And what we're asking the court to do is to take all that into consideration, along with the fact that the PSI has him indicated as a